Hello everyone. So today we will look into the nine of spade birth card. So for the nine of spade, they get two of hearts on the sun, king of hearts on the moon, king of diamonds on Mars, six of hearts on Mercury, four of clubs on Jupiter, two of diamonds on Venus, jack of spades on Saturn. Okay, eight of clubs on Rahu, six of diamond on Ketu, four of spades on the ecliptic, 10 of hearts on Uranus, 10 of diamond on Neptune, 8 of spade on Pluto. Okay, so in this example snapshot I have, you'll see planets located here. So Moon is in the king of hearts, Jupiter, Mars and Pluto in the king of diamond, Ketu is in the six of hearts, Saturn, Rahu and Uranus in the four of clubs, the ascendant, Sun, Mercury, Venus and Neptune in the jack of spade. Okay, so if you look into this kind of combination and see the fulfillment strengths, the Sun is starved, it's in the sign of Saturn. Moon is secure, it's in its own sign. Mars is secure and delighted. It's delighted because of conjunction to Jupiter, and Mars is secure in its own sign. Mercury is delighted conjunction to Venus and agitated because of conjunction to the Sun. Jupiter is also delighted, okay, because he's in the sign of a friend. Venus is delighted conjunction to Mercury, agitated because of conjunction to the Sun. Saturn is in the neutral position. Okay, so you'll see this example is repetitive from many cards now because this is taken on the same day when I took the snapshot. So it is on the same day, and it doesn't, really give you some differences. But I repeat it nonetheless because I want you to become familiar with looking at these fulfillment strengths, and I want you to memorize those Sagittari avastas because that's what is going to help you in your readings. And also, you'll notice that I'm doing the fundamental thing of discussing what card is in which position and all of that. If you're an advanced student, you will not need this. But if you're a beginner, there are quite many people who don't even know where in which order the planets are placed or the cards are placed. So I give that information for such students. Okay. Next, let's look at their tables. The first one is the numbers that are present in their spread. In this case, they get two kings out of four, that is occurring on the moon and Mars. So fantastic, two successive cards, but suits are not compatible, hearts and diamonds here, okay? But it's really two nice cards occurring on the moon and Mars. Later we will see which is their strongest when it compares to the two kings, okay? They don't have any queens, all right? They get one jack, which is occurring on Saturn. They get two tens, which is occurring on Uranus and Neptune. Again, really nice successive cards, but suits are again not compatible, hearts and diamonds, okay? They get one nine, which is their birth card itself, okay? They get 1 8 on Pluto and 1 8 on Rahu, makes it two cards, okay, in the 8 numbers. And then no sevens, all right, and sixes, they get one, which is on Ketu card, and the other six is on their Mercury card. So they get 2 out of 4 cards, okay. Next we have the fives, they get none, okay. In the fours, they get one on the ecliptic, which is a 4 of spade, and 4 of clubs on Jupiter. So 2 out of 4 cards, okay. So here Jupiter and ecliptic cards are strongly interacting for them, okay. It's a very powerful interaction between the fours. However, keep in mind the suits are again not compatible. Same way for the sixes. The sixes are strongly interacting between Mercury and Ketu, but unfortunately the suits are not compatible, okay. It's quite common, you'll see that numbers repeat, but different suits occur. We have seen that so far in the first 4 spreads that we have done, and this is also the same for the nine of spade, okay. In terms of the twos, they get 2 cards, which is 2 of hearts on the sun and 2 of diamond on Venus. Fantastic. But once again, the suits are not compatible, okay. This means that when the suits are not compatible, it's not perfect energy in the spread, but the numbers still will interact, okay. They will bring about events, they will have their influences, okay. It depends also on what planets that they occur, all right. So for instance, we have it on the Sun and Venus cards, and perfectly they don't go well as planets also. Okay, Venus is an enemy to the Sun, Sun is an enemy to Venus. That causes problems. Whereas if you take Mercury and Ketu, this is quite a nice interaction. Remember that Ketu likes to be in the Mercury signs usually. Okay, Moon and Mars, once again, quite an average interaction because Mars is neutral to the Moon, and Moon is actually a friend of Mars. Okay, it's a neutral interaction. Then, if you want to compare the force a year, it's occurring on Jupiter and the 10th cusp, which is the ecliptic. So that's pretty nice because Jupiter will always support whatever interactions he participates in. Okay, so that's the nice one in this case. If you want to look at it, come to a term about these cards. This is fundamentally how you should start. So they get kings, all right, they get two of the eights, and they get two of the sixes, and two of the fours, and two of the twos. So that's pretty much even number dominated. That's what you can conclude here, okay? Except the face cards are close to the kings, right? Then let's look at the suit completions, okay? So in the suit completions, in the king condition all, they get 5 out of 16 cards. That is the strongest we can see from the table. Second strongest is the queen, and third is jacks, okay, in terms of suit completions. But the queens are not far behind the kings. It's just 1 point less, okay, something to really pay attention to. So for king condition all, they get 9 of spade on birth card, okay, 2 kings, which is on moon and Mars card, 8 of clubs on Rahu, 8 of spade on Pluto. That makes it 5 out of 16. Next, for checking the king condition close to the spade suit, okay, they get 2 out of 4 cards, which is the 9 of spade, their birth card, and the 8 of spade on Pluto. So those 2 cards are strongly interacting now, right? And in terms of the first king condition, you should also keep in mind that they have a very nice compatibility, okay? Because the moon card is a hearts, the birth card is a spade, and the kings energize the nines, all right? And this is a nice compatibility between spades and hearts, so this is supportive. And also that Mars card, which is actually a king of diamond, energizes the nines, and it's also compatible by suits. So it's a diamond and it's a spade. Fantastic. Okay. Then their king of hearts also works the same way with the 8 of clubs and 8 of spades, because hearts are compatible with clubs and hearts are compatible with spades. Okay. King of diamond does the same. It works very nicely with the Rahu card and also their Pluto card. Okay. It's amazing how these are so nicely compatible and they have 2 face cards. It's almost envious to see that Moon and Mars get this kind of face cards here. Okay. Then you need to really watch here the difference between 8s and 9s. The strongest energy of the kings is in this 9, which is the birth card itself. So the support is strongly on the birth card, which is amazing. The secondary support will be on the Rahu and Pluto cards. That's also how you differentiate, okay? Then the 9s and 8s, as I mentioned, in the king condition spade also interact. Those two are the spades, okay? So they're successive numbers and they also interact. Then king condition heart, they get king of hearts, only 1 card. King condition club, they get 1 card, which is the 8 of clubs. Then king condition diamond, they get 1 card, which is the king of diamond. So more closeness towards the king condition spade. Okay, that's something to keep in mind, because later we will see an example, and that will be the example of Paramahamsa Yogananda, which I have extensively used since the beginning. And there you will see the closeness or the importance of this spade condition. Okay, and also the importance of his birth card. Next, let's look the same in the queen condition all. In the queen condition all, we have 4 cards out of 16. One is the Mercury card is a 6 of hearts. Okay, Jupiter card is a 4 of clubs. Ketu card is a 6 of diamond. Ecliptic card is a 4 of spade. Again, amazing, because the 4 of clubs works very nice with the 6 of hearts and also 6 of diamonds. Okay, and then the 6 of hearts works very nicely with the 4 of spade. Okay, then we have the 4 of spade works very nicely with the 6 of diamond and also the 6 of hearts. So it's really nice compatibility. The moment you get opposite suits, right, they become very nice compatible, and the energy is also coming from the queens here. So they don't have any queen face cards that we saw. But remember, if that queen occurs in any of their quadrations and also the 7-year progression, it is just a matter of time of activating these 4 cards in one shot. Okay, the same way for those kings, and we saw that. So they don't get any king of spade, but the moment they get a king of spade, that 8 of spade and 9 of spade is strongly activated. Okay, and they get even a 7 of spade, it's a full suit, which will give a complete event with respect to the spades. Okay, and the kings particularly. So that's how you should remember where you should really focus this energy and how to use it. Okay. Then in the queen condition spade, they get 4 of spade on the ecliptic, only one card. Then queen condition hearts, they get one card, which is 6 of hearts. Queen condition club, they get 4 of clubs on Jupiter, only one card. Then queen condition diamond, they get 6 of diamond on their Ketu and only one card. Okay, it's not like a strong, domination as we see, for instance, in the king condition spade. Okay. Next, let's look at Jack condition all. In this, they get only 3 cards, and that is out of 16. Quite low, I would say. And those 3 cards are 2 of hearts on the sun, 2 of diamonds on Venus, and Jack of spade. Okay, but again, it's really nice because the Jack of spade is compatible with the 2 of diamond, and also it's compatible with the 2 of hearts. So it's really nice. It's supportive. Whatever occurs is really helping them. Okay. And the 2 of hearts is also interacting with the 2 of diamonds. Okay, and it's twos, but it's opposite polarity in the suits, but still an interaction. Okay, then Jack condition spade, they get only one, which is their face card of the Jack, which is the Jack of spade itself. Then Jack condition hearts, they get one, which is the 2 of hearts. Okay, Jack condition club, they get no cards. Jack condition diamond, they get 2 of diamond, one card. So closeness of the jacks is pretty low when compared to the kings. So interestingly, you see it's a 9. Okay, it's a 9 of spade. And what we would like is actually to have a closeness to the king condition, because the kings energize the number 9. And evidently they get that, which is amazing. And look at the 9 of spade and their Ketu card. Here in this case, it's a 9, so we really have to pay attention to Ketu. It's a diamond, and spades and diamonds are compatible. 9s and 6s also go pretty decent, not the best of the compatibility. Okay, the common denominator will be Mars between them, because Ketu is having a connection to Mars, the number 3, and Mars is having a connection to Venus, which rules number 6. Okay, that will be the common denominator. So we have to pay attention to even the Mars card, the king of diamond. Alright, so it's interesting that their Ketu card is not such a strong card to begin with. Alright, it's a 6 of diamond, whereas their closeness to the king condition is quite remarkable actually for a 9 of spade as a birth card. Okay, then let's look at the face cards from the different suits, what are there or not there. And they get one from the spade suit, which is Jack of spade, one from the heart suits, which is king of hearts, one from the diamond suit, which is actually king of diamond, and they don't get anything from the club suit, no face cards there. Okay, so this is the quick summary you can derive just by looking at the closeness of these suits, how they're connected. Okay, next let's look at the Bhavat Bhavam conditions. In this case, the Bhavat Bhavam 1, they don't have any aces. Okay, so it's 0 out of 4. For Bhavat Bhavam 2, they get 2 cards from the number 2. Okay, whereas they don't get any 3s. So that is again the Sun and Venus positions are interacting. Okay, for Bhavat Bhavam 3, they don't get any 3s and 5s, which is interesting. Okay, no 3s, no 5s. Amazing cancellation goes on here. Okay, Bhavat Bhavam 4, they get 4s but no 7s. Okay, so they get 4s on Jupiter card, 4 of clubs, ecliptic card, 4 of spade, but no 7s. But their Jupiter interaction goes on with the ecliptic. Okay, Bhavat Bhavam 5, they get only the 9 of spades, they don't get any 5s, okay, which is their birth card. Bhavat Bhavam 6, they get 6 of hearts and they get a jack of spade and also a 6 of diamond. So 3 out of 8 cards, which is one of the best we see so far. Okay, so that's really good interaction, and I've already explained this when we saw the, this other condition here. Okay, so that's pretty nice. Jack of spade once again is compatible with the 6 of hearts as well as the 6 of diamond. It sits in between, okay, because of the compatibility. So their Saturn card, Mercury card, and Ketu card are strongly interacting. Okay. In Bhavat Bhavam 7, we are looking for 7s and kings, and they do have 2 kings, which is King of Hearts on the Moon and King of Diamond on Mars. But they never get any other 7s, unfortunately. Okay. Bhavat Bhavam 8, they get 2s, which is 2 2s occurring on Sun and Venus, and they get 2 8s. Okay, that is one on Rahu and one on Pluto. Now once again an amazing compatibility because they get 2 black 8s and 2 red 2s. Okay, so that Sun is interacting very nicely with Rahu as well as Pluto because the 2 of hearts is compatible with the 8 of clubs on Rahu as well as 8 of spade on Pluto. Then we have the 2 of diamonds also compatible with 8 of clubs as well as the 8 of spade. Okay, so you have to pay attention to whatever interaction goes on the Sun, Venus, Rahu, as well as Pluto cards. Okay, it's an amazing thing. And bear in mind, it's a 9 at the end of the day. And for them, even Pluto is quite an important planet. Okay, because the maximum energy of Pluto comes from 9. And we really have to pay attention to that in terms of interactions. Okay, so that is again highlighted when you look at this Bhavat Bhavam 8 condition. Okay. In Bhavat Bhavam 9, we are looking for interaction between 9s and 4s. Okay, so they get 3 cards once again, quite amazing. And that is on the 9 of spade, the birth card itself, and their Jupiter card, 4 of clubs, and the ecliptic card, which is a 4 of spade. The strongest interaction, of course, is the birth card and the ecliptic card. Okay, by default, it is like that. Secondarily, here by Bhavat Bhavam it is also highlighted, and thirdly it's again from the spade suit. 9 of spade is a spade, 4 of spade is also the spade suit. Okay, so 3 out of 8, again it's a really unique occurrence. It's quite rare you get 3s out of 8 cards or 4 out of 8 cards especially. Next also they get the same Bhavat Bhavam 10, they get 4 cards out of 10, and this we are looking for 6s as well as 10s. Alright, and they get 6 of hearts on Mercury, 6 of diamond on Ketu, 10 of hearts on Uranus, 10 of diamond on Neptune. Okay, so that 6 of hearts is actually strongly working with the Uranus card because hearts work together well, and here we have 6 of hearts and 10 of hearts. Okay, so whatever they do on Mercury will result in an action on Uranus, and vice versa is also true. Okay, then Ketu card, and also pay attention to Neptune now. Okay, the Ketu card is a 6 of diamond and Neptune is a 10 of diamond. It's quite amazing. Okay, so it's a very strong compatibility here between the diamond suit also. Then Bhavat Bhavam 11, they get 2 cards again, jacks and 8s. Alright, but it's not the best of the compatibility because spades and clubs are not compatible. But they get another 8 of spade also on Pluto. So actually it's 3 out of 8. The jack of spade will work strongly with the 8 of spade because it's of the same suit. Okay, and the 8 of clubs and 8 of spade, they will also interact because of having the same numbers. Alright, so that's amazing really. You see how many good Bhavat Bhavam interactions go on for them. One is the Bhavat Bhavam 6, the other is Bhavat Bhavam 8, Bhavat Bhavam 9, okay, then Bhavat Bhavam 10, also Bhavat Bhavam 11. So many interactions, all right? Then Bhavat Bhavam 12, they don't get any of the queens. They do have a missing queens, but they do get two tens, all right? So 2 out of 8 cards. Then for Bhavat Bhavam 13, they get kings but no queens again. So that is between Moon card and Mars card. Its interaction is still going on, all right? So quite amazing, really. You have to pay attention to these interactions in the predictive years, okay, the quadrations and the 7-year progressions, because they will activate events which you may not be able to understand, or you may try to understand that by different ways, but this is what will be really activating those events, okay, these two things, the suit completions and the baba, okay. Of course, sometimes multiple things happen and reinforcements happen, meaning that an event may happen because of some other straight out thing which easily noticeable, okay. Some planets are there in some very good cards which make you predict it and give it also, but in the background even these two things may be going on, okay, which is very hard to catch. You have to train yourself to catch it. It's very important. Next, let's just look at the summary. So the 9 of spade appears 3 times in a year, again statistically significant card. The dates are January 5th, February 3rd and March 1st. That's their birthdays, okay. In their spread they get 4 spades, 4 hearts, 2 clubs and 4 diamonds. So interestingly, the maximum cards is shared between spades, hearts and diamonds, okay, because it's equally 4. The least is the clubs, okay, that's 2 cards only. But remember, we will also see how the planets can change this color, okay. Then these are the cards that are not present in their spread, so of course pay attention to that, especially the queens, which was quite interesting, okay, and see if there is any interesting events that occur for them when the queens run, okay. So these are the missing suits and missing numbers here, okay. Then in the next slide you will see the summary of all the numbers which we already discussed in the table, so this also you can keep in mind, okay. Next, let's start with analyzing their strengths and weaknesses, okay, and also we will see what is the values that they get on their card. Again, remember, I've already explained this for Paramamsa Yogananda for every single strength. We saw that in the past, but here we will finally come to a consolidated list, so we need to go through this again. If you have followed this early on, just hang in there because we will quickly jump to the final value numbers here. The birth card is on the top, alright, in the first row, and you'll see the Sun to Pluto cards listed here. Then the initial value is 43 as usual. Next, let's start with the odd even strength. So for them, on the Sun card, they don't get any value for the odd even strength. For Moon, they get because it's a red card, and Kings are even, so Moon prefers even numbers, so it gets 1 point. For Mercury, they get 1 point, okay, because it's a 6, and Mercury prefers to have the even numbers, okay, it's really nice. Then for Venus, they get a point, okay. Venus is like a feminine even planet, and they get 2s here, okay, which is an even number. Rahu, they get a point. Rahu is actually a feminine planet, so they get 8s here, which is compatible, okay, and that's an even number. For ecliptic, they get a point. Ecliptic is actually an even feminine energy, and they get 4, which is an even number. Uranus, they get a point. Uranus is feminine, and they get an even number, which is 10, okay. Pluto, they get a point. Pluto is even by nature, and then we get 8s there, which is again an even number, okay. So totally 7 points of contribution. For male female strength, we check the suits. On the Moon, they get a point. It's a red suit on the Moon, again feminine, that goes very well with the Moon. Mercury, they get a point. Red suits, it's a hearts, and Mercury is a feminine planet, so they get a point here. On Jupiter, they get a point because it's a club suit and it's masculine, although in terms of number there is no contribution, okay. In terms of suit, Jupiter gets a point. Next we have Venus, and for Venus they get a point because again it's a red suit, a diamonds on Venus, okay, it's a feminine energy. Saturn, they get a point. It's a spade suit, a masculine energy on Saturn, who is a masculine planet, okay. Then Uranus, they get a point. It's again a heart suit on the feminine planet Uranus, okay. So totally 6 points of contribution here. Next, for face card strength, they get 3 of them: King of Hearts on the Moon, King of Diamonds on Mars, and Jack of Spade on Saturn. Okay, so that's 3 cards, 3 points of contribution. Face card strength 2, they get 1 point for the Moon, which is really nice because on the Moon we need red cards which are face cards, and they get 1 because which is King of Hearts here. Then they get 1 point on Saturn. On Saturn we like to see black face cards, and they get that because it's a Jack of Spade. So 2 points of contribution. Okay. For the special cards, they have 2 points as well. One is the Two of Hearts on the Sun, which is nice because the Two of Hearts occurs with the Ace of Clubs. They get 1 point here. And they have a fixed card, which is 8 of Clubs, right on Rahu itself. They get 2 points of contribution. Next, we're looking for number strength. Here we check if there are any other 9s in that spread. Okay, it's a 9 of spade. So for number strength 1, they don't get any points. So since number strength 1 is not available, number strength 2 is also not there. So 0 points there. Okay. In the S2 strength, we check for these conditions here as shown in the manual. So first thing is we check if there are 3s, 7s, kings or 9s of any suit for the 9 of spade. Okay. So they do get 2 kings, and that contributes to 2 points in the S2 strength. In the S3 strength, we refine that a bit further. So if you look here for the 9s, because 9 is a masculine energy connected to Ketu, we check if there are black 3s, black 7s, black kings, and black 9s. Okay, and they never get that. So in this case, the S3 strength points are 0. Okay. Next, let's look for the planetary positional strengths. So in the STP strength first, we check these below conditions. Okay. So for STP strength, they only get contribution from Rahu because they get 8, and Rahu likes to have the number 8s on his position. So they get 1 point there. And also on Pluto. Pluto likes to have the kings, 7s, 8s, and 9s on his position. So it is 1 point of contribution there. So it's just 2 points of contribution, whereas the rest of it is not satisfied. Okay. Quite a tricky situation now because normally you do expect some points higher here, but they don't get. Okay. Then in STP strength 2, we need to further check on Rahu and Pluto positions if they are, red cards for Rahu and red cards for Pluto. And that is not the case. It's not a red 8 here, and it's not a red 8 here either. So they get 0 points of contribution from STP strength 2. Right? Next, let's start with weakness. And for weakness, we are looking for, these conditions to be satisfied. And for them, they get -3 points totally. So first one is on the Sun. It's actually an even number on the Sun, so it's a weakness, -1 point. Then for Jupiter, again, it's an even number, so they get -1 point. For Ketu, again, it's an even number, -1 point. They prefer to have odd numbers on Ketu, Jupiter, and the Sun. So -3 points here. So in weakness 2, let's refine further. We don't check again on the Sun. On Jupiter, they don't get another -1 point because on Jupiter we are okay with having the black 4s, whereas for weakness 2 we need to have red 4s and red 6s because Jupiter is masculine, is okay with having the black 4s here. For Ketu, they continue to get another -1 point, unfortunately. Okay, and that is because Ketu doesn't like having the red 6s on his position, as you see here. That gives another -1 point. So totally it is -1 point of contribution from weakness 2. Alright, that's a pity. For Bhavat Bhavam strength, they don't get any points. They don't get any aces on the Sun, especially the 2 of Hearts or 3 of Hearts or Ace of Clubs on the Moon. They don't get 3 of Clubs or 5 of Clubs on Mars. They don't get 4 of Diamond or 7 of Diamond on Mercury. Okay, so they don't get any contribution on this. Bhavat strength, right? So finally you end up with certain final values and also the total value. So in the total value they get 63 points, and this turns out to be slightly less than the 25 percentile, okay, which is a bit of a tough situation now. They're not even in the top 25% among the 52 cards, okay. That's a very challenging one in this case, okay. Then let's look at the final value of the planetary cards themselves. So for the sun, they get 5 points. That is in between the minimum value and the 25 percentile. A tough sun card in the beginning, okay. Moon, they get 8 points, an amazing moon card, okay. So that is above the 75 percentile, but not the best value. For Mars, they get 5 points, and that is just in the 50% value, okay. For Mercury, they get 5 points, and that is again in the median value. Jupiter, they have a tough Jupiter card, alright? That's because they get 3 points less than the 25 percentile. Venus, they get 5 points, median value, okay? Saturn, 6 points, that's above the median value, pretty good. Rahu, 6 points, and that is in the 75 percentile, which is a very good value for Rahu, okay? Ketu, on the other hand, they get just 1 point. It's the minimum value for Ketu. They have a very tough Ketu card, which is very interesting, right? Because it's a 9 of spade and we want the Ketu card to be their best card. And this makes it very difficult for them, having the 6 of diamond on Ketu, alright? And in this case, the example that I will share also of Paramahamsa Yogananda, you'll see how the uniqueness of its spread will be compensated by the planet Ketu, okay? So that's going to be a very good example for you to pay attention to planets, not only the cards, okay? Then the ecliptic, they get 6 points, and that is less than the median value, okay, but above the 25 percentile range. Uranus, they get 5 points just in the 50 percentile to 75 percentile range, pretty good. Neptune, they have a tough Neptune card, 3 points, and that is the 25 percentile range, the lower tail. Pluto, they get 5 points, which is in the median range, okay. So this is the summary when you see in the 9 of spade, and it's not an easy spread because Ketu card, the most important planet that is working with the number 9, is having low points. Jupiter is having low points, okay. Neptune is having low points, whereas their best card is the moon, okay. Then they have pretty nice Saturn, Rahu and ecliptic cards, again pretty decent ones, but when you have Jupiter in weak avastas later, or you get Ketu in weak avastas, this can disrupt the spread, okay, can cause many problems for them. Then we see also that in terms of points gained, they only gain 20 points, which is 63 minus 43, and it's not enough because that is only a buffer of 3 extra cards in their spread to handle the planets. If they have difficult planets in their case, that can be a quite challenging task for them to manage, okay, because the buffer they don't have so much in the total to get by life, unlike the king of spade or queen of spade. And if you want to take the maximum value and judge this, it is as if they have 2 maximum cards extra, that's it, okay. Unlike what we saw for the king of spade or queen of spade, they almost get 3.5 times extra values, okay. So that's the summary here. Next, let's look at the graphs. In the case of the graphs here, we are going to compare the 9 of spade with the 52 cards and the other spades as well as the other 9s, okay. The numbers here in this case are the other 9s, alright. So in terms of the sun card, they're actually lower in value, okay. However you like to compare among the 52 cards, among the spades, or among the numbers. Apparently the numbers have very good sun card. The other 9s have very good sun card, but not the 9 of spade, okay. Among the moon card, however, the 9 of spade has the best moon card, okay. Even the way you compare among the 52 cards, they're above average, okay. They're above average among the spades as well, and they're above average among the 9s, which is a very good standout for them, their moon. Next, when you compare Mars, they have an average Mars card, but the other nines apparently have even better Mars card because their average value is 6.25. Okay, among the 52 cards, they are just making it to the average. Among the spades also, they are in the average range. All right. For Mercury, they get 5 points. Again, they're among the average values compared to 52 cards. Then they're below average among the spades because spades they get 6.46 for Mercury as the mean, and they're also below average when compared to the nines for Mercury because the mean for Mercury among the nines is 6.25. Okay. For Jupiter, they actually struggle. They are below average among the 52 cards. They get 3 points. They're below average among the spades. Whereas among the nines, they are the same. Okay. The mean value among the nines for Jupiter is 3, and they get this mean value. Okay. So apparently the 9 numbers suffer a lot with Jupiter. Okay. So you have to hope if you have a 9 as a birth card that you should have a better Jupiter in planetary placements. Okay. Otherwise it can be extremely tricky. In terms of Venus, they get 5, and that is just average among the 52 cards, average among the spades, and almost the same for the number 9. Okay, they're slightly above average here, but they're almost, nothing significant changes here. Okay. In terms of Saturn, they get 6 points. They're above average among the 52 cards. Okay, and above average when it compares to the spades as well, slightly, and almost double when it compares to the nines. Okay, so among the nines, they have a tough Saturn card as well, but the 9 of spade is doing much better, okay, compared to the 9 of hearts, 9 of clubs, or 9 of diamonds. Among Rahu, they get 6 points. They're above average among the 52 cards, above average among the spades. Whereas among the nines, they get slightly 0.5 points less. Okay, so among the nines, they have a very good Rahu card. That's the conclusion here. And even the 9 of spade is having 0.5 points less. Alright, that's something to note. Ketu card, they struggle. They have the bare minimum value here, okay, which is just 1 point. And when you see among the 52 cards, they are really struggling because among the 52 cards, the average value for Ketu is 4.79. They are almost 3 points low. Same way for the spades, they are 3 points low. Okay, spades get 4.85 as the mean value for Ketu. And even among the nines, they have a tough Ketu card, but in that, the 9 of spade is the most difficult one. Okay, so they have 2 points less than the mean value among the nines. Okay, on the ecliptic, they get 6 points, and in this case, they're almost, there among the 52 cards. 52 cards have average of 6.75 for ecliptic. 6.69 is the average for ecliptic among the spades. Again, they are just almost there. And among the nines, 6.5 is the average value for the ecliptic, and they're also almost there. Okay. For Uranus, they get 5 points, and they're almost average when compared to the 52 cards, the spades, also the nines. Okay. Neptune, again, they struggle. Okay, they get only 3 points, whereas among 52 cards, the mean value is 4.75, 1.75 times lower here for them. Okay. Among the spades, the average for Neptune is 4.38, and they get 1.38 points lower. And among the nines, the Neptune card is also tough. Okay, almost all nines have tough Neptune card, and the mean is actually 3.25, and they're even lower than the mean. Okay, or they are just there. For Pluto, they get 5 points, which is among the 52 cards an average value. Okay, 4.75, slightly above they have. Among the spades, they have 5.46, whereas these people get 5. Okay, so they're in the average range. Among the nines, they have 6 points for Pluto, and 9 of spade gets 5 points. Okay, 1 point lower, but comparable in many ways, right? So same things you see in the stacked bar graph below. same comparison. So what you need to pay attention to and not becomes clear here. Okay. So next, let's look at the heat maps. Okay. In this case, I'll directly jump to the heat map with the ranks because I've explained the statistics in the previous slide. Okay. So for the 9 of spade, the sun card gets a rank of 45. Okay. Put the total value into account and its rank doesn't improve anything. So they get 46 as the rank. It even degrades. But if you take the appearance per year, because they appear 3 times per year, the rank improves to 12. So statistically, it's a slightly significant spread, but where the total value as well as the final value of the sun individually taken, the rank degrades. Okay. And for the moon, they have one of the best ranks. Okay, it's the 6th rank here. Whereas if you plug in the total value, their moon card degrades to 44th rank, which is actually a very tough one. Okay. Then if you take the appearance per year into account, their moon rank goes up to 8. Okay, so it's not the best when it comes to appearance per year, but only the final value, if you take into account, they have the best moon rank. Okay. For Mars, they get 29 rank to begin with. Plug in the total value, rank degrades to 44. Add the appearance per year and the rank improves to 11th rank. Okay. For Mercury, they get 23rd rank, again an average rank just like Mars. And plug in the total value, rank degrades once again. Okay. Plug in the appearance per year, rank improves to 11th rank. Okay. But Jupiter, it's actually very tough, just like the Sun. They get 46th rank. Okay. To begin with, add the total value, it again remains 46. Take into account the appearance per year, it improves to the 12th rank. Okay. For Venus, they get 24th rank. To begin with, average rank. Okay. Plug in the total value, rank degrades, and take the appearance per year into account, rank improves to the 10th rank. Okay. For Saturn, they are doing pretty okay. Saturn, they get 17th rank among 52 cards, and then plug in the total value, rank degrades to 44. Okay. And plug in the appearance per year, rank improves to the 10th rank. Okay. So they have very bad total value, which makes them suffer quite a bit. Okay, even though some planets do well, which is like in this case Saturn or the Moon, or also the other individual planets, if they do well, still by just having a very bad total value, the support is quite missing from the entire other cabinet, okay, of planets. So then let's look at Rahu. So Rahu is at rank 16, very good rank again. And plug in the total value, rank degrades to rank 45. Plug in the appearance per year, rank improves to rank 9. Okay. For Ketu, they are the very lowest value, which is 51 rank. Okay. It's a very tough one. Just like we saw for the 10 of spade, their Venus was very tough. Here, for 9 of spade, their Ketu becomes extremely tough. Okay. So plug in the total value, rank slightly improves to 46. Okay. Plug in the appearance per year, rank improves significantly to rank 12. Okay. Statistically, once again, these are all important spreads, but just looking at the final value and total value, it doesn't look like. Okay. So the planets have to do some magic to make these spreads very strong at the end of the day. Okay. Then we have the ecliptic. So they get rank 38 to begin with. Plug in the total value, rank degrades. Okay. So even the beginning value is above average. Then with total value, it even becomes worse. After that, you add the appearance per year, they get rank 11, which improves it. Okay. For Uranus, they start with rank 20 and plug in the total value. Again, it degrades to rank 45, almost doubles. Then plug in the appearance per year, rank improves to rank 12. Okay. Then for Neptune, they start with rank 39. Plug in the total value, rank degrades to 44. Plug in the appearance per year, rank improves to rank 12. Okay. For Pluto, they start with rank 21, which is pretty good. Okay, just like Uranus, it's in the lower greens here. or the greenish yellows, and then plug in the total value and the rank degrades to 44. Plug in the appearance per year and the rank improves to rank 9. Okay, so that's the summary of the ranks, and right away you can see these people will be at your office if they have problems with their Ketu card, which is the most important one, the lowest in rank. Then following that will be their Sun card, which is also low in rank in whichever way you look at it. Then their Jupiter card, okay, which is 46th rank, which is tough. All right, followed by their ecliptic. If their path is not clear, the strategy for their life is not clear, you'll see them at your office. Okay. Then Uranus is pretty okay. Neptune, if it's causing any problems through some tough cards, you may see them at your office. Okay. So nines are not such an easy number in general. Okay. It demands a lot of sacrifices to make things work in the world. And people who have difficult Ketu as a placement, because that is the one energizing the number 9, people who have been struggling with their core beliefs, and people who have, you know, too many issues, underlying subconscious tendencies that can manifest their worst fears in their life, then you'll see them at your office. That is the 9 of spade. Okay, because 9 of spade is one of those cards that can really make a person undergo enough psychological trauma, okay, if they're not careful. Many mental health issues and problems in their psychological well-being is seen through the 9 of spade. Okay, and it's also one of those very tough cards for health, and because it's the stage of dying. Okay, it's the stage of completions, and you saw that in the previous example we saw for Farrah Fawcett. She gets actually a 9 of spade connection to her health cards, okay, which is her planets, which are, especially she had a 9 of spade connection to the 7 of diamond, and that brings her health down quite significantly, okay, because it's a hermit at the end of the day, the 9 of spade, okay, and you are expected to be more of a loner and spend more time within yourself, and here the growth has to happen internally. You can't externalize your growth, okay. But in the modern day and society, the way the world is set up, people expect the growth to happen on an external level, okay. They will suffer, okay, they most likely will have quite many psychological complaints, and you will see them at your office because of that. And you have to start where? Directly start with their Rahu Ketu analysis. That's the place to begin with for them. So that's already a clue, okay. Unless and until they have fantastic support for Rahu Ketu and there is some spiritual support in the chart, meaning they're on the path of spirituality or something like that, they can undergo quite many problematic things, okay. We will see that in a bit. All right. So that is the just brief analysis you can see from this ranks. All right. Pay attention to their Jupiter. Pay attention to their Ketu. Those are the two most lowest ranks here. Okay. The Sun most likely will not be so troubled because Sun can have, as a planet, he will have some support usually. But Jupiter, yes, he can, and Ketu, of course, he can. Okay. Those two are some important points to note. On the other hand, if they have good support on Rahu, as well as their Saturn or their moon is extremely good, which is it's in good avastas and good Shadbal are not troubled, then you will most likely not see them at your office. Okay, so that counter-intuitive thing is going on, right? And moon is one of the fundamental reasons people come to astrologers. So it's not very unlikely that you will see a 9 of spade with a good moon at your office. Okay, because if they could manage their mind and their emotions, they don't need anyone else to tell them what to do. All right. Most often, people who have problems with their moon and not being able to logically get ahead in life, which is a weak Mars, those are the people you more or less see at your office. Okay. And of course, there could be some other people who want to get some information, want to have every result known to them, which is like a controlling attitude. They might also come to your office, but when it comes to really people suffering, it will be this moon and Saturn that is a big spectrum of people. Okay, that's the fundamental thing to look for when you see clients at your office. Okay, so that's the nine of spade and the ranks. Quite an interesting spread. Okay, and we have already seen the example of Paramahamsa Yogananda, and we have to now connect the dots for him.